Hello, Los Santos. This is Sonny Daye with Weazel News. Today we have a special report. Out of my usual setting, I am here today with the cast of what is predicted to be the summer's biggest blockbuster hit, DIVACATS. By day, they are regular college students, but by night, they are international super spies. The DIVACATS, Amber, Selena, and Katie, tackle the challenge of balancing their double lives. In this action-packed comedy thriller, the girls take on three villains, Orca, the Groomer, and Bulldog, with the help of their sidekick Tabby. With balancing school, boys, parties, and crime, how will they do it? The movie's cast has a rich balance of good versus evil. Here with us now we have Elizabeth Holdsworth, Richard Mille, who is tackling two opposite sides of that coin, and Leo Mancini, a trusted sidekick. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Of course. And, try not to foil my evil plan here. Just a few questions for press purposes. So, for Elizabeth and Richard, who play villains, what was it like stepping into the shoes of a villain in the DIVACATS universe?
Well, ladies first.
Well, I've not ever played a villain before. It was very nice. It let me maybe extend my repertoire, so to speak.
Well, for me, it's not too out of my repertoire. Coming from Dead Air, playing John Harris, who wasn't necessarily the friendliest character, but with the Groomer in this film, I am definitely giving it my all and definitely getting out of my comfort zone with it. It is quite an honor to portray this character in the DIVACATS universe, and
it's pretty interesting. I wouldn't know what it's like to, be a villain. Richard, you played two supporting roles in this movie. What was it like preparing for these roles, and how would you describe your experience? And do you prefer being a good guy or a villain?
Preparing for both the Groomer and Ron were both drastically different processes. I mean, the Groomer, evil scientist, crazy guy, and then Ron, a detective who is straight cut, trying to lead with good intentions. So trying to balance that out through the process of filming came to be a little bit difficult, but through various processes that I have, I was able to really connect with each of the characters through and through. It was quite an incredible experience to be able to portray two different characters, I must say.
And do you prefer good or evil?
There's something fun about playing a bad guy. What can I say?
With this hairdo, I think I'd make a pretty good evil villain. I'm just saying.
I think so, Sonny.
All right, Elizabeth, you have been out of the spotlight for decades. What about DIVACATS made you want to return to acting? And what does the role of Orca mean to you?
Well, do you want the honest answer, or do you want the quaint answer?
Well, let's do honest.
Honestly, I came back to Los Santos after a failed marriage to my fourth husband, who was a delightful, beautiful young Italian man who happened to just let me go, stole all my money, and so I was forced to drive cabs, dig through garbage, and all that rot. I really was not planning on ever joining into the moving pictures again. One night, I was driving my cab, and Cheryl walked up to me and started speaking to me. I told her who I was, and she decided to give me a chance. And so I am doing this for Sheryl Sweeney because she's a lovely girl and deserves all the best.
Wonderful. And this role of Orca, what does it mean to you coming back and taking on that role?
Orca is not someone I'm used to. I've always played ingenues. I've always been the sweet little girl. And Orca was, well, she's evil. She's violent. She likes to mess with people. And I guess as I've gotten older, so do I.
Richard and Leo, what was it like developing your duo, and how do you describe Ron and Chase's dynamic?
I'd love to start if possible.
Yeah,
I
go
would say
ahead.
it was very nice getting to know Richard better on scene. We've had a few interactions on the set of Dead Air, but I would say with this one, I would definitely say he's been more of a mentorish figure to me. Even though I am his sidekick, I was able to, of course, in the film itself, I was able to pick up a lot of things from him. He's a very skilled individual, and of course, Danny Ward winning person. The dynamic would be, definitely I'm the more inexperienced officer, of course, trying to do good.
Well, Leo, that such kind words from you, man, and I must say it was an honor to be able to work alongside you in this film. I mean, you are a tremendous actor in your own right, and a true thrill to be able to share the screen with you in this one.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Excited to see it on the big screen. Now, do you guys hope for a sequel? What is something you want people to know about the movie that they won't see on the screen?
Great questions. If there does end up being a sequel, I hope that Ron is able to make a return, and perhaps we'll see, what happens with the groomer. As to what people might not know about the film. Do you two have anything on that? It's a great question.
Well, I hope that we're getting action figures. I want to be in somebody's bathtub with them.
I would say something that never should be underestimated is the time and effort that Miss Sweeney put into this project. It is truly amazing how dedicated and motivated she was. Kind of got us motivated and dedicated as well. Truly, how many hours went into this project. I cannot wait to see it on big screen myself.
Oh, indeed, yes. And she is very accomplished. I believe this will be one of the better Vinewood productions in years.
That it will.
Interesting, interesting. That actually follows into my next question saying, like, what is it like, working with Sheryl Sweeney as the director?
Oh, I'd love to touch on that. I've worked with quite a few directors here in Los Santos and Vinewood, and I would say working with Sheryl Sweeney as a director is the best experience I've had, bar none. Everything on set ran smoothly. Any concerns that I may have had for any of my characters, she was willing to take the time, hear them out, workshop stuff with me, and she did that for everybody in the crew. I mean, just a phenomenal experience up and down, and she's truly she's going to be giving Spielberg a run for his money.
He was also very cognizant of everyone's time and limitations. I was very appreciative of that, being that I am an older woman and, bedtime is very important to me. It did seem that the shoots were reasonable. They did not go over tremendously, and everything ran very smoothly.
Leo, anything to add?
I would say they said it perfectly. Got no comments. Truly.
Wonderful. Well, sounds like a blast working with Miss Sweeney as a director on this movie. Well, I'd close this questionnaire off with an evil laugh, but I'll spare you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you so much for having us, Sonny. You were an excellent host.
And
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
You know what to do. We're gonna get the valuables and leave.
This is a nice kitchen. It looks new.
And these tall ceilings. So much space. Check out this bedroom. This is the master, all right.
A shower and a tub? Best of both worlds.
Ah, man. Now my house feels boring.
Maybe it's time for an upgrade.
DIVACATS.
With plenty of new floor plans to choose from, Dynasty can make your home feel brand new.
Renovation.
Hey, what about this one?
Yup.
And this one?
Mm-hmm.
Do used girls come with the house?
Now,
Ciao, boys.
Although, who doesn't love a house cat?
Speaking of boys, we have some of the love interest of the film, Rick North and Joker. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty good.
Feeling good, feeling good.
All right, gentlemen, just a few questions here today. For each of the boys, which character do you think is most unlike the actor? And for whoever is most unlike their character, what was the development process like?
Well, I think we can both agree that probably me.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I play Armand, which is the nerdy kid. Orange hair, no facial hair, glasses. Talks kind of like this. You know, so there was a bit of a process trying to get into character every time, you know. But, I mean, I like to think of myself as somewhat of a character actor. So I like to challenge myself with, you know, characters that are very unlike me, so to say. So in that aspect, it was a perfect role.
Where could you see your character going in the future installments of DIVACATS?
Well, I have kind of been bugging Cheryl about trying to, you know, have the character turn evil or something like that, you know, spice things up. But well, to be honest, I trust Cheryl's vision, and I will do whatever she decides is best for the character.
What about you, Joker? What do you expect for your character if there's a sequel?
To be honest with you, this is kind of like, you know, my first film. In the beginning, I really struggled with kind of this whole process of shooting, but Cheryl did a really good job. I could see her vision as every scene that we shot, so I got really more comfortable. So hopefully, you know, she can ride Joker, you know, into the next movie and see where it goes. I mean, I really feel like she cast me just to kind of be me, so I really feel like you know, immediately, you know, is Joker. So not really hard for me to not see myself in the next installment.
Now, what's it like playing alongside Olivia Wheeler, Marie Chavos, and Sheryl Sweeney? Is anyone on set particularly hard to work with?
Well, particularly hard to work with. I don't know if there's anyone like that. I mean, they're all lovely people. I mean, we've grown very close over the past, God knows how long it has been filming this thing. Well, we're all friends, you know. And
yeah, I didn't have any problem with any cast member. I feel like
most of the time, everyone showed up on time. Everyone was ready. You know, things went along smoothly, and the director, Sheryl Sweeney, she was very open to you know, if you wanted, for example, to reshoot or do stuff like that, which I've sort of been lacking in other directors. So it was definitely a breath of fresh air as far as that goes.
On that note, what was your favorite part about working on this project? This is for both of you, of course.
I would say probably the helicopter scene. That was kind of dope. You know, it was like, you know, flying over us and shit. Kind of reminded me of, you know, back in my barrio, you know.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. The helicopter scene was very you know, very risky to shoot, and I think actually didn't someone get hit by that goddamn helicopter?
I think so.
Jeff, I can't
allegedly, of course. Allegedly,
of course, yeah. But it was definitely a difficult scene. Not nearly as difficult as the fight scenes turned out to be. But once we got that choreography, you know, really over and done with, it was most of it was smooth sailing.
Now that you guys have done DIVACATS, what is something you're hoping to do in the future? Where do you think filming this will take you?
I'll go first on this one. So, not too long ago, I was approached to do another film, and I did accept the offer. So I'm currently working on another project. It's early stages, but you know, it's I don't know, maybe, you know, with DIVACATS too, maybe if she writes me in, you know, I'll continue down the road. I've been in. I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, I hated it. I couldn't stand it. I mean, I was like, why is this taking so long? This and that, and you know, I just kind of new to industry. So, but as you know, Cheryl, that girl, she a professional, man. She would roll with the punches. It seemed like as the movie went on, she just kept doing better and better. So she really made me feel good. At towards the end, I was really comfortable, and really made me want to kind of maybe continue doing movies as I took another role.
I've been taking some, what's the word, castings here and there, but I mainly wanted to focus on this right now. So I suppose when now that the movie is done production, I think I'll have to see about that. I've always wanted to try to stretch what I can do in this industry. With like I said before, as challenging characters as possible.
And I do want to get this on the record because I think it should be called out that if it wasn't for Sheryl Sweeney, I wouldn't be doing another movie right now. She's very professional and made my first experience, making me want to do more. So,
oh, absolutely, she has been almost, she has been. I was going to say almost, but she has been the pillar holding Vinewood on her shoulders. So I don't think any of us would be here if not for her.
Amazing, amazing. Well, boys, thank you. And I just wanted to say that another one of the love interests is Pablo Santana, but he was unable to be here with us today. But hopefully you guys get to see his stardom in the movie when it comes on the big screen. And thank you again, boys, for being here and answering these questions.
Yeah, no problem.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Girls, girls, girls.
People used to laugh at me, but now they will obey me.
Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the pound.
Let's see if you can really land on your feet, girls.
These aren't just girls. They're test subjects.
No one's asking questions.
9 lives. We'll use one just for you.
Unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast or whatever.
Last but not least, they put the Diva and DIVACATS. We have the leading ladies of the movie, Olivia Wheeler, Mari Chavos, and Sheryl Sweeney. Also joining us is Mother Lioness, played by Brighty B. How are all of you feeling right now?
Excited.
Excited.
Yeah, it's a little surreal to say the least.
I bet all the hard work is finally coming together, huh?
Yeah, it's been 4 months of from pre-production to post-production. So it's kind of just been our lives this whole time.
Well, ladies, let's get into these questions. I'm sure you've got some super important spy stuff to attend after this, so... how did each of you become the DIVACATS? What was the casting process like, and how has working together been?
I guess I'll go first. I started as in this project when it was a TV show. I was casted as Amber, and we did the pilot for the TV show, and unfortunately it got canceled. After that, I kind of spoke with Sheryl and was like, hey, we should see if there's anything else we can do with this, because we just loved it so much. And that's when her brilliance took over everything, and she'll speak more about that. But yeah, that's how I joined the project.
I guess Sheryl could. I was the last one cast, so Sheryl should probably go next.
Okay. Well, so for me, I was casted. Actually, you won't believe this. I was casted 3 years ago to play the role of Katie. it was a little surreal. I had just like met Olivia for the first time and the previous the showrunner, Kamora Song, and you know, they asked me. I did like a little audition for them. It was very impromptu, and I got casted in the role. But obviously, you know, over the last few years, it's been really difficult in Vinewood with the strikes and everything, so we weren't able to get into production. Then obviously we went into production and filmed the pilot in, you know, a good part of the first season, only to find out it was canceled. So yeah, you know, Olivia kind of came to me, we discussed it. I decided that I felt like DIVACATS really belonged as a movie and as like a franchise. And I just wanted to play around with it. So I wrote a script and did an impromptu table read. And a lot of the people who were a part of that table read ended up then being casted just because it felt right. You know, it happened naturally.
Well, I was originally cast as a detective in the TV show. First, I was cast in like a smaller part, but Gamora decided to bump me up to a detective. And then when the show was canceled, I was so disappointed. But you know, life goes on, and then I got a call from Cheryl, and she asked me to speak to me about this possible project, and they said they wanted to make DIVACATS in the movie, and they wanted me to take over this part, this orange DIVACAT, which is a different DIVACAT from the pilot, but they asked me. So I didn't really audition for this DIVACAT. They asked me, so I'm very blessed and honored that they thought of me for this role.
I just want to like add on to that really quickly though, that like when I wrote the third DIVACAT with Mari in mind before I'd even asked her to be a part of it. I was just like, this is who I see doing it, and I'm just going to write it this way. And I told Olivia, I was like, if Mari does not sign on to do this, it's not happening. Like, I just need you to know, because I just don't see anyone else. I just don't. So, yeah, if it wasn't for Mari agreeing to come on board, then this movie would not exist. So,
Wow, how does that feel, Mari?
It feels very honored. But the real reason that DIVACATS exists is because Cheryl put everything. Well, everybody put everything, but Cheryl is the real beating heart of this whole process. She's done so much work. Olivia has too. Everyone has. So we're all very proud of this movie.
Yeah, and for all of you, including you, Miss B, how was working together been as a cast?
It's been great for me. I'm new on the block, so I'm just learning from these, you know, beautiful women, and it's just been amazing.
Brighty was another one of those people that, like, we originally had another actress casted as Mother Lioness, and she kind of dropped out. And I don't want to say it was a blessing in disguise, because it's not anything towards the actress who was previously playing her, but just like, I'd always, you know, envisioned Mother Lioness a type of way. And when I was kind of talking to them, like, you know, okay, we've got Mother Lioness has opened up. You know, I had just started to get to know Roxy, who is Brighty's daughter. And I just thought, I was like, you know, Mother Lioness needs to be able to like keep the girls in line. And I'm sure that nobody knows that feeling better than Roxy's mom. So, you know, we went to Brighty.
She is a handful.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, what do you think the message of DIVACATS is, and what do you think it means for pop culture?
I really think it's just fun. You know, I think it's about girls being able to take things into their own hands and be what they want to be.
I think it empowers young girls to, you know, to become forceful in whatever they choose to do, and I think it will, you know, help women in general just to see that it's not just a man's world out here.
And to add on to that, I think it's also like just doesn't take itself too seriously. Like it has action, but it's also pretty funny. and has some funny moments. So I think it will be just a good, entertaining watch.
You know, also a lot of stories that we do see come out, they are, you know, it's usually about a man. And then the female characters in that project are typically, how does this girl revolve around this man? You know, that's typically what we see. And I feel like for DIVACATS, it's just kind of like, it's not that, you know.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, this next question I have is for Brighty. This is your first time appearing in a Vinewood project. What does this feel like for you? And is this something you wanted, or did it just happen? I mean, Sheryl gave us a little sneak into that, but coming from you, I mean, you know?
Well, for me, it just happened. It was nerve wracking. Yes, right. I've never done anything like this before, but Cheryl has a way of calming you down and teaching you what you need to do, and it was just great. It's like I enjoyed it very much.
Now, the girls in the movie have their love interests. How was that? And are there any like on-screen couples involved off camera?
The best way that I can answer this is none of the on-screen couples are also off-screen couples.
Fashion plays a big role in the movie. What costumes were you happy to wear, and are there any you would wear in real life? And were there any that you completely hated and probably would never touch again?
So for me, Amber's very like athletic, which I do like my exercise, but definitely she wears more relaxed things than what I normally do. So I wouldn't really say I'll be incorporating that into my day to day. But I don't think I really want to be in the cat suits in my day to day. They're fun on set, but I think I've worn them enough for now.
See, I'd have to agree. I love the cat suits. They're iconic. I think I've worn them enough for a bit. It'll be good to have a break from them for a little bit anyway. But I don't know. Selena, she has a lot of similar fashion taste to mine. I think I'd wear most of the costumes that I had. I would wear.
I'm wearing pink today to honor Katie, but honestly, pink is my least favorite color. And I remember when I originally got cast, they were like, "Oh, you're the pink girl." I was like, "Oh God!" Like, it's funny because I love the color green, and Olivia loves the color pink, and we always joke that we should have been each other's characters. But honestly, through like playing Katie for as long as I have been, and like existing within her, I've really grown to love her closet. But I will say it is so uncomfortable because the thing with Katie is more is always more. So, I mean, there's a scene where we're like at college, right? It's like a college scene. And I'm literally wearing like cowgirl boots with pink zebra print. It's just so much, you know? And I think the last scene as well, we have to do a lot of combat in some very tight dresses. Which when you're doing that for like 4 hours, it's really exhausting. So, but no, I love the fashion. That was a big part of this movie, was we wanted it to feel very costumey, kind of like their comic book characters come to life.
I love Mother Lioness fashion, but she's a little eccentric and over the top, so I couldn't see myself wearing the costume at all. Especially the hair.
The hair.
You're telling me you wouldn't want to walk around in your international super spy outfits on the regular?
No. Because like they're made to measure, right? But they don't have any give. So once you are measured and they are made, you have to remain that exact weight the entire time. Because if you don't fit in it that day, you just don't fit in it. Like that's, and then you can't do it. So, and they have no ventilation.
What's your guys' favorite part about the characters that you play? And, you know, what do you love about the DIVACATS universe?
I like being the boss. So that fit right in with me. although I'm not eccentric and I'm a little, introverted, but I like being the boss and being able to tell the girls what to do.
Fighting scenes were so fun, and the thing that scared me the most was I've never been. I'm not going to say that. That might be a spoiler.
I know I've been trying to be very careful
Okay,
about
wait,
what I
no,
say.
what is it? Just give me a keyword and I'll tell you if you can say it.
It's something I haven't done before. It was my first time doing it.
Oh, I know what she's talking about.
Oh, okay. You can say what the activity is, yeah.
I've never been scuba diving before. I was really nervous. I love swimming in general and like pools and stuff and diving, but I've never been like swimming in an ocean before, so it was just scary at first, but I definitely enjoyed it.
Now, on that, is there a sequel in the works? I know we were mentioning it before through the other interviews, but
I know. I was sitting here watching these other interviews and they're all talking about the sequel, and I'm like, nothing is confirmed. Obviously, we have to see how this does, right? But I wrote this movie. I guess this is my answer. I wrote this movie in mind of it being a trilogy. They don't want to do a sequel.
That's
so.
stupid. Shut up.
oh well. I guess that kind of falls into this question I had for you, Cheryl. What was the process like from writing the movie to directing it?
Honestly, I took a lot of inspiration from like Gotham, like the world, right? How everyone is larger than life in their own way and has this kind of like very like pantomime, like theatrical, like look to them. I've thought about like how can I talk about like real issues, but kind of behind the gaze of like just having fun, you know? We had a date in mind for starting production, but obviously I had to apply for set like permits for everywhere that we were going to film. And I got a call from one of our locations and they were like, we will give you a permit, but only for a week, starting tomorrow. And it was a pretty important set location. And I remember Olivia had just gotten back from her honeymoon and she called me and she was like, God, I feel so refreshed, like I'm back. And I was like, okay, and you're working tomorrow, by the way, because we're starting production tomorrow. I have to preface this because I've sat and watched these interviews of people, singing me praises, but I have to say I have had the most incredible cast, and I just don't think it could have gone the way it has without them.
And ladies, what is Sheryl Sweeney like as a director? I know I asked the other group earlier, but what do you guys think now that you're in the hot seats? Because she's right here.
Go ahead.
She is the best director I have ever worked with. I mean it. Directors sometimes have that like stereotype of being like full of themselves or like being a little too emotional. She was great and professional the entire time.
She was a total snob. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
No, Cheryl's lovely and wonderful, and she never made us feel bad for asking questions. A lot of people, when they are new to this industry, they get a little nervous and scared about asking questions about their character or about a certain direction, or they're afraid to ask for another take because they don't feel like they gave their best performance and they want to try again. They're afraid of wasting people's time. And Cheryl never made anybody, at least in my opinion, never made anyone feel like that. I always felt like I could always ask for questions or give input, and I always felt heard and listened to. And that's really important in this industry.
I myself have not worked for a director, but Cheryl made this the most comfortable for me because I was very nervous. She, like if it's not worded the way you feel that you should say it, let us know. And she, welcome input for even a novice. So Cheryl's great. She's very calming and she listens, and I loved every minute of being in this production.
Aw, thank you guys.
Fantastic. It seems like not a single person had anything negative to say about you, Miss Sweeney. So seems like you did a fantastic job, and I'm excited to see it all put together. Thank you, ladies. That is all the questions I have for you today. It was lovely to get to speak to the main 3 DIVACATS and Mother Lioness herself.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You've been so wonderful.
Thank you again to the cast of DIVACATS for joining me. This has been Sonny Daye with Weazel News, bringing you the brightest in broadcasts. Make sure to watch DIVACATS in theaters September 13th.